Didn't want to do that, believe me, to spend that much money, because there was a lot of money in those days, $2.6 million, a lot of money. They almost fired me for spending so much money.
You're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. I am Dorothy.
But behind that yellow brick road were poisonous makeup disasters.
We finally took some of the makeup off. They took some of the makeup off, and we went to the commissary. Because what we looked like were people from another world.
On-set fires and munchkin mayhem that Hollywood buried deeper than Dorothy's ruby slippers. The Wizard of Oz wasn't just a movie, it was a Technicolor nightmare wrapped in childhood innocence. One of the biggest issues was the fact that Dorothy was supposed to be 8 years old. In an effort to make Garland look younger, her breasts were taped down, and she was made to wear a tight corset. Toxic chemicals and pure studio chaos that nearly destroyed everyone involved. One actor got hospitalized by aluminum dust poisoning. One witch caught fire and suffered third-degree burns. And one pair of stolen slippers. Let's just say the FBI wasn't part of MGM's original marketing plan. These are 45 shocking facts about the Wizard of Oz. But wait until the end, because the bonus fact reveals the most famous misquoted line that never actually existed. Click those ruby heels together. We're about to shatter some childhood memories. Fact 1, the Tin Man's aluminum poisoning nightmare.
My goodness, I can talk again.
Buddy Ebsen was originally cast as the Tin Man, but the aluminum dust makeup literally poisoned his lungs and hospitalized him for weeks. MGM's solution wasn't safer makeup, just different makeup for replacement Jack Haley, who then suffered his own eye infection from toxic silver paint. The studio covered up the near-death experience like spilled coffee on a script. Apparently, We Almost Killed the Tin Man wasn't great family entertainment publicity. Fact 2, the witch's flamethrower face.
Helping the little lady along, are you, my fine gentleman?
Margaret Hamilton's Green Witch makeup contained copper-based chemicals that turned her face into a literal flamethrower when pyrotechnics misfired during her Munchkinland exit. She suffered third-degree burns on her face and hands, while her stunt double also got torched in a separate accident. The witch wasn't just scary, she was combustible. But the worst injury wasn't the Tin Man, it was what happened to the Scarecrow's face. Fact 3, the Scarecrow's permanent disfigurement.
I'll see you get safely to the wizard now, whether I get a brain or not.
Ray Bolger's foam latex Scarecrow mask left permanent lines around his mouth that never faded, marking him for life as MGM's walking advertisement. The studio used adhesives so aggressive that daily removal damaged his skin tissue permanently. Bolger carried those scars until he died. The Scarecrow got a brain, the actor got permanent facial disfigurement. Hollywood's idea of a fair trade, apparently. Fact 4, the third time's the charm remake.
Dad, enough picking on a straw man, but when you go around picking on poor little dogs.
The iconic 1939 Wizard of Oz was actually Hollywood's third attempt at L. Frank Baum's story, following two forgotten silent versions from 1910 and 1925. The 1925 version starred comedian Larry Seaman and bombed harder than the witch's broomstick. MGM basically said, hold our beer, and created cinema history on attempt 3. Sometimes persistence pays off better than originality. Fact 5, the lion's heat stroke. Special.
It's the witch. She's followed us here.
Bert Lahr's lion costume was made from real lion fur that turned him into a walking oven under 100-degree Technicolor lights. He regularly collapsed from heat exhaustion during 12-hour shooting days, while MGM's solution was ice packs, not lighter costumes. Authentic lion fur mattered more than keeping actors conscious. The cowardly lion found courage. The actor found dehydration. Fact 6, the color-lying Dorothy dress.
Oh, what's happening? What is it?
Dorothy's blue dress was actually blue and pink because pink filmed better in Technicolor, fooling audiences for 85 years about what they were seeing. MGM created multiple identical dresses, lost one for decades, then found it at Catholic University in 2021, like discovering buried treasure in a donation bin. Even Dorothy's wardrobe had more plot twists than most sequels. Fact 7, the asbestos snow party of death.
Unusual weather we're having, ain't it?
The beautiful snow falling on Dorothy in the poppy field was pure asbestos, because MGM thought cancer-causing minerals made perfect weather effects for family films. Actors breathed it, rolled in it, and got covered head to toe in what's now known as one of the deadliest substances in filmmaking. Merry Christmas from MGM. Here's your cancer-causing winter wonderland that looked absolutely magical on screen. Fact 8, the chocolate syrup Tin Man.
Give me the oil can, quick.
Here.
Oh, quick. Oh.
Jack Haley's Tin Man joints required chocolate syrup as lubricant, turning him into a walking dessert that attracted every insect in Hollywood. The sticky mess had to be cleaned between every take while he danced down the yellow brick road under blazing lights. The Tin Man wanted a heart. The actor got a sugar-coated nightmare costume that probably violated several health codes. Fact 9, the impossible jacket coincidence.
But she's Dorothy.
The witch is Dorothy.
Professor Marvel's thrift store coat randomly contained L. Frank Baum's actual name sewn in the pocket, confirmed by the author's widow as his real jacket. MGM's costume department accidentally bought the original Wizard of Oz author's clothing without knowing it, creating cinema's most meaningful prop through pure dumb luck. Sometimes the best movie magic happens when nobody's trying to create it. Remember those massive console TVs where Technicolor looked like pure magic compared to everything else on television? Fact 10, the $32 million ruby slipper madness.
She's wearing the ruby slippers she gave her.
The famous ruby slippers sold for over $32 million in 2024, making them the most expensive movie memorabilia ever auctioned. They were made from white silk pumps, dyed red, hand sequined, and had orange felt soles to muffle sound during group scenes. Dorothy's shoes became more valuable than most Hollywood studios' annual budgets. Clicking your heels never generated this kind of money before. But the real production disasters were just getting started. Fact 11, the fake skywriting water tank. The Surrender Dorothy skywriting was created by injecting black ink into tinted water over glass plates. No planes involved, just studio tank trickery. Early screenings had a longer threat. Surrender Dorothy or die. WWW that MGM softened for general audiences. The Wicked Witch's skywriting was literally manufactured in a bathtub, not the clouds. Fact 12, the handmade tornado of doom.
Tell me when it's over.
The tornado was a 35-foot muslin sock filled with compressed earth and dust, manually operated by dozens of crew members with cables and air hoses. This handmade disaster required more human coordination than computer effects, with flying debris that constantly endangered everyone nearby. The most famous storm in cinema was basically a giant sock filled with dirt and operated by stagehands. Fact 13, the 4-director musical chairs.
I'll take care of you now instead of later.
The film burned through 4 directors like tissues. Richard Thorpe got fired, Victor Fleming handled most production, King Vidor finished when Fleming left for Gone with the Wind, and George Cukor directed early Judy Garland scenes. This creative chaos should have killed the film's vision, but somehow created consistent storytelling. Sometimes too many cooks actually improve the broth. Fact 14, the blinding light epidemic.
What makes the Sphinx the seventh wonder? Courage.
MGM used 150 arc lights that heated sound stages so intensely that cast and crew regularly fainted and suffered Klieg eyes. Painful, light-induced eye damage from Technicolor's brutal requirements. The studio prioritized pretty pictures over human eyeballs, treating actors like objects needing proper illumination rather than people needing survivable working conditions. Technicolor was literally too bright for human biology. Fact 15, the electric bill from hell.
The Emerald City is fast as lightning.
Technicolor lighting cost $225,000 in electricity alone, equivalent to millions today, because color photography required heat-generating bulbs that turned sound stages into ovens. MGM spent more on electricity than most studios spent on entire productions, proving that pretty colors cost more than human comfort. Sometimes the most expensive innovations become the most valuable investments, assuming nobody dies first. Picture rabbit ears and color dials that parents constantly adjusted to get the rainbow transition just right. Fact 16. The monkey who got star billing.
And bring me that girl and her dog. Do what you like with the others, but I want her alive.
Pat Walshy played Silent Monkey Nico and received prominent screen credit while most speaking Munchkin actors went uncredited. Hollywood's backwards priority system gave a speechless animal performer more recognition than human actors with dialogue. Sometimes being a monkey got you better treatment than being a person in MGM's magical kingdom. Fact 17, the silver to ruby political makeup.
Oh, you're the best friends anybody ever had.
L. Frank Baum's original silver shoes carried monetary policy symbolism, but MGM changed them to red for Technicolor spectacle over political commentary. The studio wanted visual wow factor instead of economic allegory about the gold standard. Red sequins photographed better than silver under studio lights, accidentally creating cinema's most valuable footwear while ditching the book's deeper meaning. Fact 18. The FBI slipper heist recovery.
Somebody pull my tail.
You did it yourself.
One ruby slipper pair was stolen from a Minnesota museum in 2005, recovered by federal agents in 2018, then sold for $32 million in 2024. Dorothy's shoes required FBI intervention to stay safe, proving they'd become American cultural treasures worth more than most people's houses. Sometimes childhood symbols need federal law enforcement protection from adult greed. Fact 19. The credit conspiracy cover-up.
If you were king, you wouldn't be afraid of anything?
Not nobody.
Actors playing both Kansas and Oz roles only got credited for their Kansas parts, hiding their fantasy transformations from audiences to preserve magical illusion. Frank Morgan played 5 different characters, but only Professor Marvel appeared in opening credits. MGM's credit conspiracy required hiding the truth from paying customers to maintain their carefully crafted deception. Fact 20. The mismatched Smithsonian disaster.
What are you going to do with my dog? Give him back to me.
All in good.
The Smithsonian displays mismatched ruby slippers, one right, one left from different pairs, that were separated for decades before museum reunion. These people's shoes survived World War II and multiple relocations to become America's most famous footwear, proving that even Dorothy's slippers couldn't stay together without institutional help. Fact 21. The Munchkin assault allegations.
Out of order. Please knock.
Multiple sources allege that Munchkin actors groped Judy Garland during Munchkinland scenes, though these claims remain disputed and unproven. The Singer Midgets troupe provided most performers, while rumors of inappropriate behavior followed the production for decades. Whether true or false, these allegations became Hollywood folklore that haunted the film's legacy. Fact 22. The coroner's 4-second immortality. Meinhard Rabba delivered, "She's not only merely dead, she's really most sincerely dead," and became the last surviving Munchkin actor with dialogue, carrying his 4-second performance with pride for decades. His tiny role achieved more lasting cultural impact than most leading performances, proving memorable dialogue transcends screen time. Fact 23. The Jitterbug Musical Massacre.
The Wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
A complete Jitterbug musical number featuring dancing winged monkeys was filmed and brutally cut from the final movie, surviving only in audio recordings. The deleted scene would have added 10 minutes to an already long film, proving that sometimes the best creative decisions involve murdering your favorite children. Fact 24. The Chuker makeup intervention.
Very good, but very mysterious. He lives in the Emerald City.
George Cukor briefly rescued filming by toning down Judy Garland's excessive makeup and improving her performance quality after recognizing that cosmetic overload was hiding her natural acting ability. His intervention possibly saved both Garland's performance and career, proving that sometimes less makeup creates more authentic magic. Fact 25. The Buddy Ebsen vocal haunting.
Don't cry. You'll rust yourself again.
After Buddy Ebsen's aluminum poisoning replacement, his voice still haunts the final film's group vocals for "We're Off to See the Wizard." MGM kept his recordings despite his near-death experience, creating invisible ghost performance that audiences never knew existed. The most dangerous casting decisions leave permanent traces in finished films. Those heavy TV sets that required 2 people to move, where families fought over carpet positioning for optimal viewing angles. Fact 26. The Ebsen test footage evidence.
Oh, look at him. This is terrible.
Here, Tin Man, help me.
Buddy Ebsen's original Tin Man performance was completely reshot after his hospitalization, but test footage and photographs survived as evidence of casting decisions that almost killed actors. The dangerous footage became valuable Hollywood history, preserving proof of MGM's aluminum makeup disaster that nearly created cinema's first on-set fatality. Fact 27. The gingham fashion explosion.
I don't like this forest. It's dark and...
Dorothy's dress caused a nationwide gingham sales boom, making checkered patterns synonymous with wholesome American style, while fashion retailers couldn't keep the fabric in stock. One movie costume created a fashion trend that lasted decades, proving Hollywood costumes sometimes become more influential than the stars wearing them. Fact 28. The soundstage illusion factor.
And I won't try to manage things because I can't think.
The entire film was shot on MGM soundstages except for one cloud shot in opening credits. Everything else was constructed indoors, like a fantasy factory. The Yellow Brick Road, Munchkinland, Emerald City, and Haunted Forest were elaborate California sets that transported audiences anywhere without leaving Hollywood. Sometimes the biggest illusions happen in the smallest spaces. Fact 29, the witch's fake famous line.
Aren't you forgetting the ruby slippers? Yes.
The Wicked Witch never says, "Fly, my pretties, fly," only "fly, fly, fly," yet the misquoted version became more famous than actual dialogue. This Mandela effect struck decades before anyone named it, proving audience memory reshapes culture more powerfully than original content. The most quoted Oz line is completely fake. Fact 30, the death threat skyrocketed.
Surrender, Dorothy.
Early screenings featured "Surrender, Dorothy, or Die," WWWW instead of the shortened final version, restored for 2025's Las Vegas Sphere experience. MGM softened the witch's death threats for family audiences while keeping the scarier version for posterity. The Wicked Witch was originally more homicidal than Hollywood allowed. Fact 31, the body double pants suit.
Now which way do we go?
Pardon me. That way is a very nice way.
A gray pants-suited Dorothy dress existed for the sepia to color transition, but was worn by an anonymous body double, never by Judy Garland herself. This costume remained hidden in MGM wardrobes for decades, representing the technical complexity of cinema's most famous color transformation. The most important costume in film history was worn by someone whose name nobody remembers. Remember adjusting color TV knobs trying to get that rainbow transition perfectly balanced? Fact 32, the Jell-O horse paint job.
What kind of a horse is that? I've never seen a horse like that.
The horse of a different color was painted with Jell-O powder that dried and flaked off under hot studio lights, requiring constant repainting between takes. MGM's special effects department used dessert mix as movie magic, proving kitchen solutions sometimes work better than professional supplies. The most famous horse in cinema was basically a walking gelatin commercial. Fact 33, the Emerald City psychological trip.
I thought I was on my way home.
Don't cry, Dorothy.
Baum's original Emerald City appeared green only because visitors wore tinted glasses. MGM abandoned this brilliant psychological manipulation for straightforward green paint and lighting. The book's smartest commentary on perception versus reality became Hollywood's simplest visual effect, trading sophisticated literary concepts for basic movie spectacle. Fact 34, the Ariana Grande wand connection.
That was her sister, the Wicked Witch of the East. This is the Wicked Witch of the West.
Ariana Grande borrowed Billy Burke's original 1939 Glinda wand for the new Wicked movie, connecting modern pop culture to classic Hollywood through authentic magical props. The wand survived 85 years to inspire new performers carrying on good witch traditions, proving original artifacts carry more power than replicas. Fact 35, the $100 million Sphere experience.
Bring me the broomstick of the Witch of the West.
The 2025 Las Vegas Sphere version cost nearly $100 million for tornado winds, drone monkeys, and AI effects that surround audiences in 360-degree Oz immersion. Modern technology finally caught up to 1939's imagination, creating the ultimate experience that MGM could never have dreamed possible while nearly bankrupting themselves with practical effects. Fact 36, the sacred soundstage recording.
Oh, we better hurry if we're going to see the wizard.
The Sphere's instrumental music was re-recorded at the exact 1939 MGM soundstage where Judy Garland originally performed Over the Rainbow, connecting past and present through authentic location recording. Some studios hold magic that transcends technological advancement, proving original locations carry irreplaceable creative energy that can't be replicated elsewhere. Fact 37, the $2.6 million lion costume.
Wouldn't you feel degraded to be seen in the company of a cowardly lion?
Burt Lahr's real lion fur costume that nearly killed him through heat exhaustion sold for $2.6 million at auction, becoming one of Hollywood's most valuable collectibles. The most painful performance outfit became a multi-million-dollar museum piece, proving that suffering for art occasionally pays off posthumously for someone other than the performer. Picture Saturday afternoons when Oz aired on network TV and entire families gathered around massive console televisions. Fact 38, the university dress discovery.
People come and goes so quickly here.
Catholic University unknowingly owned a surviving Dorothy dress for decades until 2021 authentication revealed its multi-million-dollar value and historical significance. The dress hid in their collection unnoticed, while university officials discovered they owned Hollywood's most famous costume by accident. Sometimes priceless history hides where nobody thinks to look. Fact 39. The Judy Garland studio abuse system.
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my!
Judy Garland endured body-modifying makeup, chest-binding corsets, and studio-prescribed drugs to control her weight and energy throughout filming, establishing systematic abuse patterns that destroyed her life. MGM treated their teenage star like manufactured product rather than human being, creating the child exploitation template that Hollywood still struggles with today. The studio that created Dorothy also created the system that killed Judy Garland. Fact 40. The Technicolor transition miracle.
I'm not a witch at all. I'm Dorothy Gale from Kansas.
The sepia to color transformation required multiple body doubles, specially constructed sets, and precise camera work taking weeks to perfect for seconds of screen time. This technical achievement became cinema's most copied moment, establishing visual storytelling templates that influenced every movie following. Sometimes technical innovations matter more than the stories they serve. Fact 41. The stolen slipper federal case. Ruby slippers required FBI investigation when stolen from a Minnesota museum in 2005, treating the theft as major federal crime worthy of government attention. Their recovery made national news, proving Dorothy's shoes had transcended movie props to become American cultural treasures needing federal protection. Childhood symbols sometimes require law enforcement to stay safe from adult criminal behavior. Fact 42. The Munchkin coroner's legacy. Meinhard Raba's most sincerely dead line made him the last surviving Munchkin with dialogue, carrying his 4-second performance with pride across decades. His microscopic role achieved more cultural impact than most leading performances, demonstrating how memorable dialogue can transcend screen time limitations and create lasting entertainment legacies. The final shocking revelation is coming. Fact 43. The deadly asbestos beauty.
What would you do with a brain if you had one?
Pure asbestos snow in multiple scenes, including the poppy field and witch's death, made Dorothy's winter wonderland a toxic nightmare disguised as family entertainment. MGM considered cancer-causing minerals perfectly safe for actors to breathe and roll in, creating the most beautiful deadly scenes in cinema history. Decades later, this safe snow became known as filmmaking's most dangerous substance. Fact 44. The mismatched museum slippers.
Follow the yellow brick road?
The Smithsonian's ruby slippers are mismatched pieces from different pairs, separated for decades before Museum Reunion created America's most famous footwear display. These people's shoes survived World War and multiple relocations, while even Dorothy's slippers couldn't stay together without institutional intervention to preserve cultural artifacts. Fact 45. The author's thrift store coat.
Well, it's someone she loves very much.
Frank Morgan's Professor Marvel jacket was randomly bought at a secondhand store but contained L. Frank Baum's name sewn in the pocket, confirmed by the author's widow as genuine. This impossible coincidence connected the film to its literary source through pure chance, creating the most meaningful costume in cinema history through accidental thrift store discovery. Bonus fact. Here's the fact that destroys everything. The Wicked Witch never says, "Fly, my pretties, fly." She only says, "Fly, fly, fly." This misquoted line became more famous than actual dialogue, proving collective memory reshapes pop culture more powerfully than documented reality. We've been quoting something that never happened for 85 years. The most famous Oz line exists only in audience imagination, demonstrating how shared false memories become stronger than filmed truth. Our collective unconscious created a better villain line than professional screenwriters ever wrote.